Welcome to a new interview, everyone. Today we'll talk to our FTMO trader Hloni from South Africa, who's been trading with us for 4 months now without failing a single account. Thanks to that, he's now a member of our premium program. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Hello there, Tech. Thank you for having me.
No worries. So, by the way, guys, for those of you who are watching us for the first time, FTMO is a modern prop trading firm, and we are looking for clients who can manage our FTMO account with up to $200,000 in fictitious funds. So, Shoni here, you are our trader since February this year. So, you've been trading with us for about 4 months. And what really caught my attention is that not only you are a prime trader, you're a member of our premium program, but so far you didn't fail a single account. So you're doing very well for yourself. So well done. Give us a bit of a background on you. So for how long have you been trading?
I began trading in late 2020, just after COVID. So I knew of trading in 2019, right? But I began becoming serious with trading late 2020. So I think this is my fourth year
Mm-hmm.
in trading. I was introduced by a friend of mine, my neighbor, who used to tell me about trading every single time. So I eventually got hooked. Around that time, there was a guy trading up my road in my neighborhood. So at that time, we couldn't afford his course and stuff. So just chose YouTube and stuff like that. So I've been trading ever since.
Okay. Did you start with Forex right away, or did you start with option stocks? What was it?
I began with Forex directly.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yes.
I noticed that currently you're trading mostly indices. So is that something you're currently focused on only, or do you trade multiple asset classes?
Or I only trade indices only.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Why is that? Is it because of the volatility that they provide you with?
It's definitely the volatility. With currency pairs still so slow. So I just wanted that volatility, especially with the Nasdaq. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Regarding to education, how did you learn to trade? Did you learn it all by yourself, watching YouTube video, just by practice trading on demo accounts, or did you have some sort of a mentor?
I had no mentor. Was mentors were expensive at that time. We couldn't afford mentors, so I just chose YouTube to go to YouTube directly. So I learned from a lot of people on YouTube, free courses and stuff like that, and just amalgamated everything into one thing.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Is
Cool. Have you started with the demo accounts, or for how long have you been trading on demo accounts, or did you put your money on the table right away from the start?
I began with the demo for a good 3 months. 3 months, mainly because there was no funding back then. So I just could start with demo, practice my skill on the psychology behind it and everything. And after a good 3 months, I opened a personal account and funded some around, say, $20, and began, getting used to that personal account experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's very important because sometimes people spend too much time on a demo account, right? And when they feel they master the strategy, they put the real money into the live account, but then it's way different, right? Because suddenly you're trading with real money, you're managing your own money, so the psychological way of things is way different. So I understand that even though you started with a small amount, you put the money in the account quite early. So you've been trading on your personal life account for a while, and then you switched on to prop trading.
With personal accounts, I've been trading personal accounts since I began trading. Okay, and with prop firms, I got introduced to prop firms. I think it was 2022, late 2022, around October, somewhere around there. So I got introduced by a friend of mine also introduced me to prop firms, and that's when I began trading prop firms around 2022 late.
Okay. Now let's talk about trading itself. So, do you use technical analysis in your strategy or fundamental analysis, or do you combine both?
I did only technical analysis. I used to trade fundamental with both actually. I used to trade both fundamental analysis and technical analysis, but I just simplified everything and just went for technical analysis only.
Okay, let's talk about the fundamentals for a second. So, how did you incorporate the fundamentals in your strategy? Were you just checking the news, or were you reading some reports like the commitment of traders?
Yes, I use sentiment a lot of time. So I used to read the news, especially FOMC. So I'd read the articles, learn about interest rates, the easing, all those things that happen in America and stuff. So I used to learn those and try finding an edge from what they predict. So that's how I use fundamental analysis.
Okay, so now you're a technical trader. So, which aspects of the technical analysis do you incorporate in your trading?
I make sure that the aspects that I use are very, very simple. I use your basic support and resistance, psychological levels. In terms of indicators, I only use one indicator, which is the exponential moving average. So I'll
Okay.
use that. So it's only that support and resistance and psychological levels only.
Okay, so you like to keep it clean, pure price action, not too many indicators to distract you.
Not too many indicators yet.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you for the intro, and now let's take a look at your trading. Just recently, we released the latest feature we call the Live MetriX, which allows you to track the progress of your trading in real time. Start the new FTMO challenge to check it out. Now, back to the interview. All right, here we have the Nasdaq index. So, Shawnee, show us how you trade.
Okay, no problem, no problem, the tech. So my approach to trading is I like keeping everything very, very simple. I like dumbing it down, not to be able to explain it to a 7-year-old, the 8-year-old. So how I approach trading, I trade with psychological levels. Many people know it as institutional levels. So basically, I take them as long-term support and resistance levels, right? So I use 4 time frames: the daily, the 2 hour, 15 minute, and the 5. So the daily is for looking at the candlesticks, looking at the momentum on the candlesticks. 2 hour, I identify my trend. My 15 minutes, I'm gonna identify my zone, and my 5 minutes, I'm looking for executions. So this is how I'm doing it. So on the daily, I'm just gonna look at the previous 3 candlesticks, and I'm gonna look at how they closed, if they have momentum or are they slowing down, just to get an idea of what the next day could be.
Mhm.
So, here I see that the market has been bullish for the past 3 days. I wouldn't say there was a lot of momentum there, but there is momentum, at least enough to reach the next psychological or next mid zone near 18,250, right? Or maybe slightly surpass that. So with that, I already have a bullish bias on the daily time frame. I move on to the 2 hour. On the 2 hour, I like keeping things simple. I trade at a certain time. I don't trade 24 hours per day. So in South Africa, Nasdaq opens at 3 o'clock, 3:30. So depending on if it's daylight savings time, it shifts to 4:30 sometime. So in the afternoon. So I usually fast forward the time to around 2 o'clock to start my analysis. So 12 o'clock should be okay here. So on the 2 hour, I also keep it simple. I don't like breaking down a lot of factors. I just look, is the market going up or down? Here I see the market is going up. Automatically, I also have a bullish bias on the 2 hour. So automatically what clicks in my mind is that I want to look for a support zone, because that's where I want to buy on a support zone. If it was a bearish market, I was going to be looking for a resistance zone, because that's where I want to sell. So automatically I want a support zone on my 15 minute. Um, Proceed on the 15 minute time frame. Currently it's 1:45, 13:45. So I'm also going to fast forward to to some around 3 o'clock. Can you just quickly do that for you? Okay. So I'm just gonna look for a support zone, simple support zone. And I also have requirements for the support zone. So I need the support zone to be at least rejected 3 times. So as you can see here, it's been rejected once, twice, 3 times, and then the 4th time. And as simple as that, I look for a bullish candlestick in the 5 minute when the market opens, and I just execute in that manner.
Mm-hmm.
I try keeping my stop loss points just below 75. So here it's 56, it's still below 75. Anything beyond 75, I don't like taking, because I feel like Nasdaq and especially the German 40 also are fast-paced markets. So I don't look for huge for a few pips, and yeah, that should be okay for me. So just like that, I execute and probably scale in just about this high here.
Mm-hmm. So you use scaling in. You don't always just open one position and leave it be. You're scaling in and scaling out as well.
Yes, I definitely scale in. Scaling out, I do not scale out, but I just hold. I just chill my stop loss, and then just like that, hold these trades. Usually these trades take they should take 2, 3, not 2, 2, 3 days. I apologize. Usually takes 24 hours, sometimes one day, maximum 2 days probably.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you
So I'll just hold
really
it like that
are
until
more of a swing
take profit.
trader. You sometimes hold your positions overnight, over multiple nights, actually.
Um, I wouldn't necessarily say swing trader, because most of the time my trades last only for one day, so less than 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be done, I'd be out of the trade. Especially on the German footy. German footy would be like 5 hours, 3 hours. But the maximum, especially on the NASDAQ, would be 24 hours, sometimes one day, 2 days, somewhere around there.
Okay.
So it should be as simple as that. I just hold until take profit. I don't, as soon as I enter the trade and as soon as the market moves 80% in my favor, I just set my stop losses to entry and just hold until take profit, or if it reverses until my break even.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so technically, this way
So
you make
that's
sure
basically
you cannot lose the trade, right? As you move the stop loss to break even.
it.
Mm-hmm. All right. You mentioned that you're using the exponential moving average. So could you show us how you use that in your trading?
Okay. So in my trading, the exponential moving average doesn't play a big part in my trading. However, I use it in terms of when the market is about to retrace, especially on the daily time frame. So it's just like getting an idea of where's the market. So for example, can I just quickly look for a perfect example here? So probably somewhere around here. So with the 9 EMA, I just look at it, I just use it as support or resistance in some sense. So I just look at when is the market, if the market is retracing, the market has been bullish here. So it's beginning to come down. So the 9 EMA is here. I might see price bounce off this 9 EMA and continue to the upside. So that's how I basically use it, as some sort of support and resistance.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Now,
Okay.
regarding the size of your positions, do you always go for a, let's say, fixed stop loss that you mentioned that you don't like going above 0.75 points here? So is it same with all of your trades?
Um, it varies from it depends on German 40 and Nasdaq. So with German 40, it's not a fixed stop loss, but I do have a certain barrier I'm not gonna cross. So for example, with German 40, I'm always looking for 30. So with German 40, I'm looking for like 120 points, right? And then with my stop loss, it won't exceed 40 points,
Mm-hmm.
right? And with the next deck, it won't exceed 75 points. And I'm also looking for somewhere around 225 to 2.5
Okay.
points on the next deck. So it's never a fix. I just have a barrier that I would never cross.
And regarding the reward to risk
And
ratio, is that always similar in your case?
please repeat that. I didn't hear it clearly.
Yeah, sure. Regarding the reward to risk ratio, is it fixed somehow? Like you go always for at least 1 to 1, or do you not incorporate that into your strategy that much?
Oh, I definitely have a fixed risk to reward ratio. I always keep it at a 3:1.
Okay.
Nothing more, nothing less.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you for showing us how you trade. And now let's take a brief look into your account matrix. All right, so here we are in the account matrix, one of the latest account that Hloni has. So this is a $200,000 FTMO account, swing account type. In total, you are managing $400,000 on the FTMO accounts. So let's go through it briefly. So what we can see, you took here just 4 trades, and all of the trades really ended up really good for you because it is 100% win rate, and also the growth of the account balance is super steady, right? So you can see that all of your trades were really pretty much the same results. Um, Made about 4,000 with each trade. So let's check some of the stats that we have here. So this is very nice. The max daily loss limit $10,000. You didn't even need 1.5%. You went only to a $200,000 $500 daily loss. So that's very nice. Max loss again here. You didn't need even 2%. So you pretty much never really went into a floating loss. I mean, you did, but not into a very big one. So yeah, it looks like all of the trades really went like super in your favor, exactly as you would hope for.
They did.
Okay, so let's check some of the remaining stats here. The risk reward. This is very crazy, of course, due to the fact that it's only 4 trades, so we cannot take this really super seriously. The exact trades. So this was DAX, the German index, and you didn't even hold these trades for that long, so only for about 1 to 2 hours. So very well done here. Um, Mostly on your FTMO accounts, how many trades do you usually take before getting a payout?
I usually just take a maximum of 7 trades before payout. So within those 7 trades would be probably just 2 setups as I scale in trades. So this I think was just one setup with multiple scale ins.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The opening hour, very similar. So this is Central European summertime. So right during the open of the DAX. So do you have some favorite session to trade in, or do you just trade pretty much at any time?
I trade at the specific time when German 40 opens or when Nasdaq opens. So the German 40. I'm not really sure about the New York sessions and how those work. I really forgot. I've been trading indices for so long, so I forgot those things. So German 40 opens in South Africa at 9 o'clock currently, and then Nasdaq opens at 3:30. So from 9 o'clock, so from 8:30, I'm at my table ready to trade, analyzing, and I should be there for like 2 hours. Same applies with Nasdaq later on the day. Half past at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll be on my table. I'll wait for Nasdaq to open at 3:30. and I'll be there for 2 to 3 hours and I'll be done.
All right. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. So, thank you for that. And let's go into the final part of the interview and talk a little bit about the psychology. How do professional traders approach trading psychology and trading in general? In our latest Performance Stocks podcast, these questions were answered by Jan, a pro trader from Quantline trading firm. You'll find the podcast on YouTube and all streaming platforms. Alright, the psychology is something we didn't really touch upon much during this interview. So, what is your relationship with it? Is it still an obstacle for you, or have you managed to somehow master it already?
In terms of psychology, I just believe that it's an ongoing thing for every trader. So it just depends on the amount of skill that you have also to counter that. So I just make sure that I master my skill and practice my skill every single day, 7 days a week. And in that way, I directly know what I want from the market. So in terms of FOMO, fear of missing out, revenge trading, it doesn't really come to me as much as long as I'm practicing. So there are weeks where I probably get lazy. I probably get lazy and not back test and do my homeworks for a couple of days. And then that's where psychological barriers come in. And that's where your greed comes in, my FOMO comes in. But I do also have to note that I do have a trading partner. I do have someone that I'm trading with, and he really helps me a lot with my psychology, basically. So he'd laugh at me basically if I mess up. So I'll have to make it a point for to perform, so I don't get laughed at basically. So it's always that banter. It's always that banter. Just making sure that we perform at our peaks and don't make silly mistakes. So we make sure that we do our homeworks, backtest daily, and yes, psychology shouldn't be a problem if you're doing those things daily.
Okay, so pretty much as long as you practice and as long as you trade every day, the psychology is not that big of a problem. Or in other words, if you take a break from trading, right? If you stop giving, your time to it, then the psychology will possibly become a bigger problem for you. You will feel more of a fear of missing out. You will probably do more revenge trading than if you actually practice and trade every day.
Definitely, definitely.
Okay. So, was anything specific the problem for you? Like, have you been doing a lot of revenge trading, or was there anything that was more tough for you to overcome than other things?
I'd say the biggest thing was my risk. So I'd be undisciplined with my risk. So I have a certain risk criteria
Mm-hmm.
that I even had to redefine it basically. So I find myself over risking on certain days, and that's how I blew my other accounts with, back then actually. So that was my biggest barrier to my success. So I say risk mostly, but I've re-engineered everything and built it down to a simple way whereby even if I'm making mistakes, it doesn't um ruin my account as much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is
Yes.
something that is similar to all traders who are new, right? They have a big appetite for risk, wanting to make a lot of money very quickly, and often it leads to blown up personal accounts or blown up FTMO challenges. All right, Johnny, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for coming to the interview. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. And if you'd like to thank anybody, if you like to give shout out to anyone, if you'd like to say anything, now's your time.
Okay, okay. I do have to give a big shout out to my trading partner. Really improved my trading tenfold, being honest. I personally believe that I wouldn't be trading this amount of capital with FTMO, trading at this level without him. So, and I do have to give a big shout out to my YouTube mentors, the mentors that gave us basically free knowledge, and free skill basically. So I do have to Swaggy C, the Swaggy C overseas, Q Banks, and here South Africa we have DJ Coach SA, Lesiba Steez, Lembo Raul overseas also. So I do have to thank those people because those are the people that I listened to and they basically shaped my trading and my psychology.
All right. Well, and that is FTMO. Thank you for your attention, everyone. I hope you took some valuable insights from Hloni today. Subscribe for more in-depth interviews, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.